Hi, Iman. Emile, could you just and yes, can you everyone besides Iman and myself become invisible for a moment?
إذا بتسكروا كلكم الكاميرات على بين. شكرا.
Thank you. Apologies for the delay. We've had a lot going on this week, and we realized that we never programmed Eventbrite to send out the link to all the people who registered for today. So we've just done a very quick emailing to those people, and we hope we got everyone. If we did not, and anyone who's part of the program gets an email saying, I don't have the link, could you please just forward that? Um, and again, we apologize. We've had a short play festival all week. Penny and I have both been involved in that, two programs a day. So now we're here, and I'm going to just introduce the program a little bit. Theater from the Streets is an initiative that we're hoping, as theater artists from around the world, we can use theater pieces to get to the truth of what's happening on the ground in areas where there's really a humanitarian crisis. And we originally thought that we would record these sessions and we would put them on YouTube and trying to engage a much wider global audience. But as we've had two sessions so far, and six really powerful pieces, we're rethinking that a little bit. It's why it's a pilot program. It gives us the freedom to rethink. And we think we're going to do something better with the theater pieces. But for our purposes, for our discussion, these pieces are really thought-provoking and powerful. Iman is going to introduce the artist that whose work you'll see today, and then I'll come back on and we'll have a discussion. And our goal is to really center the theater pieces, the work, as the vehicle through which we can hopefully engage a global audience in getting involved in making change or making a difference. So Iman, I turn it over to you. And again, my apologies for our glitch this morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. And welcome, and take it away, Iman.
Okay, thank you, Melody. And I'm glad to be with you today. Today we have three pieces. Two short ones and one long one. So we will start with one of the plays by Valantina Abu Oqsa. And Valantina is a theater artist and poetess from Palestine, born in '67 in Ma'alia village, Upper Galilee. Wrote poetry since she was young. Her first poetry book in '99 was called Mirror. She started her acting career in '86 with the Al-Hakawati Theatre Company in Jerusalem, and she is also a writer, director, and producer. She was one of the founders of the Palestinian Theatre League and a member of the committee management of the 10th International Women Playwrights Conference in Cape Town, South Africa, between 2012 and 2015. She is the writer of Etel Adnan.
Hey.
She is the winner of Etel Adnan Award for her play I Am Free in 2012 in Stockholm, which she will be reading an excerpt of. The play is based on a research she conducted with political prisoners, and she wrote their experiences during interrogation. The play is around interrogation sessions in the dungeons of Israeli jails. Valantina Abu Oqsa, please.
Hi, thank you very much. The interrogator. Look at where are you now? You are here. Even God himself will not be able to get you out of here. We control your destiny. Why don't you understand? The prisoner. I understand. It's clear. You are the ones in control here, and you use all the sinister means and methods. It's you who are unable to understand that I have nothing to offer you. Don't you get enough? What is this greed and selfishness? Your greed has no limits. You built your state on the ruins of an entire population. You displaced the people out of their homes and lands, whom until today in the 21st century are still living in a diaspora camps, while you collect people from all over the world only to prove that you existed on this land. You gave more than 1 million Palestinians a blue passport, and you punish them of this honor. And you continue with your cruelty. Here you have thousands of children and women that you derive a pleasure out of tormenting them. And how many thousands are in administrative detention that you arrested at your whim? Look at the B'Tselem reports. You think you can destroy us? No. And yet you and the international community are asking us to create a balanced society. You are barbaric. You have us locked up here, and you lock an entire population within checkpoints and surround them with settlements that you fill with weird people, that you yourself cannot control them. And how much you consider yourself genius. Truly, you are creative in dealing with us. You are nagging with us because you don't want to think, live. Even you don't allow us to breathe. Thank you.
Thank you, Valentina. Thank you for this piece. Of course, the play has been printed and found in a hard book, as well as it was performed in different places around the Arab world and of course in Palestine. We move now to the second participant with us today. Just a second. Hanin Tarabay. Hanin is an actress, storyteller, trainer, and group facilitator. She works between Palestine, the Arab world, and Europe. She has a master's degree in theater and gender studies from the Hebrew University in Jerusalem. She's a trained actor by Al Hamra Theater in Tunisia, the Arab African Center of Formation. She focuses on mixing self-development with tools from theater of the oppressed, playback theater, and storytelling in her community work that deals with the personal narrative. She works with a variety of groups, women, teachers, parents, kids, teenagers, and staff members, and believes in the use of art as a tool in the social and emotional learning process and awareness raising and meeting personal truth. She also works as a concept developer and trainer with medical and educational staff in Palestine since 2006. Hanin Tarabay.
Shukran, Iman. Okay. The piece called Nour. It's the name of the woman. Okay, I'll try to read it from the mobile. You know that I hate to stay alone. So why you don't come? I feel the night is so long and cold, and in any minute he could break the door and get me. I know. I tried to remind myself what you taught me, that we are in 2021 and 4 years has passed since then, and there is no way he could get me. But my body doesn't understand that. Every time I hear a noise outside, my heart begins to beat so fast and I feel I can't breathe and my body starts to have the same pain. And I began to see the bruises again at the same places. When I'm afraid, my body goes back to the pain like it's now. By the way, I used your concealer and makeup because mine is done. It's very good and covers very well. I hate makeup. I hate sunglasses. I hate long clothes in the summer. I hate getting on the bus just because I might smell the smell that reminds me of him. Like I forgot him for 1 minute. Last time I was on the bus, I threw up all my life on the street. Can you believe that sometimes I see him in all the faces of the men around me? The taxi driver, the bus driver, the falafel man, the bank employee, everyone. Sometimes I feel he's hiding behind all the faces and could appear and attack me in any minute. You know all of that. How do you leave me alone? The sun rises and sets many times, and you are not here yet. You know what? I was never aware of the exact times of sunrise and sunset, the exact hours, minutes, and seconds. I developed a love/hate relationship with the sun. I love when it rises because it brings me hope that you might come, and hate it when it sets and you didn't come yet. And the new, long, cold, and endless night starts again. And the cigarettes one after the other. I don't know who is more cruel to me, you or the sun. Thank you.
Thank you, Hanin. Thank you for this piece. We go now to the third person who will be presenting his play, Emile Saba. Emile is a Palestinian theater director and filmmaker. He has received his MFA in acting from the University of Connecticut and has the theater diploma from Ashtar Theater. Emile is currently working on his first short fiction film, Ornina and the Ghula, and also preparing for a new theater show with the Palestinian Museum. Some of his directing credits goes to Taming of the Shrew, Peer Gynt, Love on the Shelf, Opera Amal, and Jabra. Emile had wrote a new piece, and because it has two characters, and because it goes really very fast, Emile and myself will be reading that piece together.
Hi all. Okay, it's called Sand Mountain, and this is the first read for the short play. A woman is making something with sand. The stage is empty of anything else. Blue sky dictates the atmosphere. It's early morning. What are you doing?
What do you see?
Sand.
Exactly.
You're making sand.
I'm building.
Building what?
I'm making a sand mountain.
With sand?
That's what I have.
For what?
It will look beautiful.
What will you do with it?
I'm not sure yet. Maybe sit on it and watch the sunset.
That's all? You're building a mountain to sit on it?
I don't know yet. Maybe I'll build a castle on top.
A castle? Are you planning to live in it?
Maybe it will just look beautiful on top. Maybe it will not be big enough for me or too fragile to live in it.
Then make it big enough.
I'm not making it to live in it. I'm now making a sand mountain. I'll figure out later what I'll do with it.
I lost you. Sorry.
I think it's a waste of time, he says.
1 second.
Middle of the page.
Did you say maybe it would just look beautiful? I think it's a waste of time.
Waste? I'm enjoying what I'm doing. In fact, I was bored yesterday. Didn't know what to do with all the time and sand I have. So I decided to build a sand mountain.
Like this, out of the blue, you thought of building a sand mountain.
Yes, I once made a paper plane.
Did it fly?
No, I didn't make it to fly. I just made it because I had time and I had paper, plenty of it.
You can write on them instead, a novel perhaps.
I'm not a novelist.
What are you then?
I'm a maker.
I see. She continues putting sand on the mountain. I don't like the sea, the water, the sand, the shells. They make me feel dirty. And the smell, it's not for me. She continues making the mountain. I prefer mountains, hills, rocks.
Then you might like my mountain. You don't have to, but if you like mountains, then
Stone mountains. Sand isn't strong enough.
do you like things only when they are strong?
Why make a mountain if you aren't going to make it strong enough?
Enough for,
Or climbing. She climbs what she made of the mountain.
see, it's strong enough to carry me.
Would it carry us both?
Come and try. I don't know. I made it for myself, but I think it's strong enough for both of us.
He climbs up to her.
See, it didn't fall apart.
It will, if we stay too long on it. He goes down.
You won't know unless you stay on it.
Till it falls. He giggles and goes down.
What are you?
I am an initiator.
What do you initiate?
Ideas.
What's your last idea?
Building a stone mountain.
Did you make it?
No, I just initiated.
Who will make it then?
You, perhaps.
Perhaps after I finish my sand mountain.
Your sand mountain isn't strong enough.
I didn't make it because it's strong. I made it because it's beautiful. It will make me rise off the ground and see the sky.
You won't see much from here.
How do you know that?
I just know you need a telescope to see the sky.
I need my eyes. Telescopes are for the stars.
Who wants to see the sky when you can see the stars?
If you want to see the stars, go ahead. I'm happy with what I see of the sky.
You're boring. She continues building her sand mountain. Are you done?
Not even close.
When do you think you'll be done?
When it's done.
It's taking too long.
Too long of what?
Of time.
That's good.
You're killing time.
Time isn't a soul to kill.
Time can be killed by wasting it.
Why do you call this waste?
Because it's useless, aimless, it will fall apart. You might put hundreds of hours in making it, and for what? To see the sky, or to make a small castle on top where you can't live?
I'm making it because I want to make a sand mountain, nothing more, nothing less. If you're bored, go do something more useful with your time.
I will. He goes a little away from her. He sits and looks like he's thinking. She keeps building her sand mountain until she gets tired, so she sits on top of it.
One day I made flowers grow from ashes. I burned old letters and flowers came out of them. They were gray with long stems, black petals, and red stripes.
Sad, ugly.
Then wind came and took them with her.
That will happen to your sand mountain.
Wind can take whatever she wants. I didn't make it to stay away, to stay anyway.
I don't get you. Are you stupid?
So if you don't get me, that makes me stupid. You don't have to get me or get anyone else. Do you get yourself?
Sometimes not.
Then sometimes you are stupid too.
Not as stupid as your sand mountain.
Leave my sand mountain alone.
You called me stupid.
You did too. Did you forget? Stupid and forgetful.
Stupid not, but forgetful. I forget a lot. I forget where I came from. I forgot why I'm here too.
Try to remember. Scratch your skull for a bit and thoughts and ideas will start rushing like a flood.
He scratches his skull and says, I once thought of flying.
To where?
To nowhere.
But nowhere is far. Where do you want to go there?
Away from here and away from the sea.
Then I know the best thing that would take you there.
What is it?
My paper airplane.
Do you still have it?
Yes,
Where is it? Give it to me.
parked
Where?
on the cloud.
Which cloud?
You have to find it first.
How would I find a cloud in this vast sky?
Look at the sky.
He looks at the sky. That one?
No,
She looks up where he's pointing. He looks more. That one.
Why?
It has a flat base. It can hold a plane.
It could, but it's not that one.
You're playing games with my mind.
No, I'm telling you the truth.
The truth is that you are insane.
I'm okay. I like that. Thank you.
Of course you like that. You like everything.
Not everything.
What you don't like?
I need to know it first before I decide.
I don't like the sea.
You already told me that.
And I don't like your sand mountain. And I don't like the small castle you will build on it. And I don't like your clouds.
They aren't mine. Only the paper plane.
Then where is it?
It's on one of those clouds.
I'll go think instead of burying my head in your clouds.
Do that.
I will.
You will.
Yes.
I know.
Know what?
That you will do whatever you like.
Why? I mean, how do you know?
Because sometimes you're stupid and sometimes you aren't.
Smart.
I know.
Not all the time.
You don't know me all the time.
I know you sometime.
Sometimes isn't enough to know all of me.
I don't need to know you all the time to know if you're smart or stupid.
Right. But why do I need to be either or?
Because people are either or.
Do you know all people?
I know enough of them.
Not all of them.
Just enough to know.
Smart.
How long do you need to finish your mountain?
I'm almost done.
Then what?
Then I'll sleep on it. I'm tired.
Can I sleep with you? I mean, next to you on it, on the mountain, I mean.
What if it falls? What if it falls down while we are sleeping?
Do you care about that?
You do?
Would it fall?
We need to sleep on it to find out.
And if it does?
Then it falls.
I don't want to. I'll sleep here on the floor.
It's cold down there.
Cold? It's August.
At night, it gets cold.
And on top of the mountain, it doesn't?
I'll find out tonight, but I slept on the ground all my life and I know how it gets at night.
So what do you recommend?
What about a fire?
Would it help?
It will. Fire will keep the cold away.
What if we sleep on your sand mountain tonight and light a fire camp too?
On it?
Why not?
Okay, let's do that.
He doesn't move and only sits and thinks harder.
Aren't you going to make a fire?
He doesn't reply.
The air isn't cold here. Anyways, we might not need one.
Can't you see I'm thinking?
About?
Making a fire.
It won't start if you keep thinking about it.
What do I need to do then?
Initiate it. Initiate a fire.
He stands up and gathers some wood sticks and grabs 2 stones and starts hitting them together. While he's doing that, he climbs down her mountain and watches watches her. She watches him. It's not happening. I think it needs something else.
Wind.
She starts blowing into the sticks while he's hitting the stone. After a few seconds, fire sparked in the sticks. It's working.
It's beautiful.
It's warm.
It's red.
It's getting bigger.
We will have a warm night.
How can we bring it up the mountain?
Let's do the same thing on top. Let's have 2 fires, one that warms the ground and one that warms up at night.
But you said it's not cold up there.
Yes, but you already made it.
They both climb the mountain and start a new fire. It starts. They look at each other and smile.
I'll sleep.
I'll sit and watch it. Night falls, and when morning comes, she wakes up to find him sitting in the same position next to her.
How did you sleep?
I didn't.
Was it cold?
It was very warm. I watched you sleeping.
The fire, it's gone.
Look. He points to the sand. Sorry. He points to the sand. It turned to glass. The top of the mountain becomes a glass surface.
What happened here?
Fire made it. Fire made it with the sand. She picks a piece and looks at it.
It's beautiful. It's like it's a piece of the sky.
Star.
That's right, a piece of the star. Look into it.
He takes a piece in his hand and looks into it.
What do you see?
The sky.
What about it?
It's clear. It's blue. I see clouds.
It's better than a telescope.
All these pieces, they appeared last night. The fire on the sand started sizzling. I thought that your mountain will fall apart, but it got more solid.
Let's light fire in all of the sand.
We will have a mountain covered with glass. I never knew that fire can make this with sand. What shall we do with it?
Let's cover the mountain with all of it.
And what will happen then?
We will have a big looking glass mountain.
They spread the pieces on top of all the mountain until the sand starts reflecting and shining.
I can see myself in it.
It's beautiful.
Look into it. What do you see?
I see myself. I never saw myself before. I'm not bad looking after all. I thought my hair is lighter though. My eyes are dark. My skin is glimmering. You?
I see you. I see myself. I see the sky. Look, that's the airplane.
Where?
Look at this piece, that cloud there, where I parked it.
It's better than a telescope.
It's better than my eyes.
What shall we do with it?
We can help people see.
See themselves?
Yes, and others.
But it's pieces. The image isn't complete.
We can put one piece next to the other. We'll make a bigger, fuller mirror.
We will see better.
You already see better now. You will see double. What's in front of you and what's behind.
They start collecting them and putting them next to each other. They make a big mirror. They make it stand up facing the mountain.
It's like a door, a portal.
A portal?
For what?
For another mountain.
I didn't know sand can become this.
What's next?
Next to what?
Next, what shall we make next?
Let's enjoy this first.
We already did that. Let's make another thing. Let's see what fire can also make.
I want to try the hats I have in front of looking glass.
Now?
Yes, now.
Do it by yourself then.
I will. And what will you do?
I think about something else while you try your hats. Maybe a ladder to get your airplane down.
Are you still wanting to go to nowhere?
I always wanted to go there.
What's there?
There's nothing.
And you want to go to nothing?
Nothing is calm. Nothing is peaceful. Nothing is where I belong.
Wow. You have serious issues, man.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
No, say you mean something. Do you mean I have issues because I want to travel?
To travel is one thing, and to travel to nowhere is something else.
Have you been alone?
Yes, many times.
Do you enjoy it?
Yes, always.
Why?
Alone doesn't bother me. I always find myself something to do.
It bothers me, the silence. It makes my thoughts run wild.
But you're going to nowhere. It can't get any lonelier.
Not true. Alone with people around is different than alone in nowhere. At least there, I know there's nothing, not even ideas. Here, there are many, but I still feel...
Alone?
Never mind. What are we making now?
Do you really want to go?
I'm going now.
Delay it. You still didn't figure out how will you get there?
I'll borrow your plane.
If you find it first. But if you do, how will you return?
I'll send it back.
Return to me.
I'll send it back.
It doesn't drive itself.
It will know the way back once it gets there.
It doesn't. It's my plane. I know. I know how it works.
I'll be driving it. I'll teach it.
Have you driven a plane before?
In my dreams, yes, many times.
Was it a paper plane?
It's you. You say it wasn't. See, you continue. Iman. Iman. Okay.
Yes.
It's how different.
Okay.
But you can stop here.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's a bit longer.
We can share it.
Thank you.
Because I think I lost where we are.
Okay.
You can share
No
it in
worries.
the chat. If you want to put the document in the chat, then people can
Sure.
read it and read the rest. That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I just want to talk a little bit about the three pieces. The 6 pieces we've already seen, I think we're much more explicit about events that were happening to people in Palestine and Gaza and the West Bank. These pieces today, except for the first one, I think are a little more. They're more evocative of things that are happening and not quite spelled out. So they're asking us to fill in the blanks, to try to understand what these people are going through or what they mean. So I don't know if you want to address that a little bit, Iman, just in terms of stylistically, the difference in the pieces and how these relate, the ones we've seen today. Obviously, the first one is very clear, but how they relate to this larger question of what can these pieces teach us about what's going on and how people are being forced to live.
Yes, of course. I will give the speech to the three to really elaborate on it, but I will make a little bit of introduction of and feeling of what and why I curated these 3 pieces. The first piece of Valantina, I know the whole play, and I know that it was such a strong experience, really, of Valantina to go into her journey to meet all the detainees and prisoners, to understand their agony and their real emotional involvement in the interrogation, and in the way the body is still reflecting and memorizing what had happened to them during the interrogation, because the interrogations are very brutal, because up until they are convicted, men and women, they spend so many days, hours, and months, sometimes years, under detention without trial, until they are fully and completely exhausted. And this is why many of our prisoners, they go into hunger strike in order to stop just the detention without trial. And so the experience of seeing and talking to the women was really an important one, and it gave such a strong meaning to the piece that Valentina had written and was played in a duet. She was playing the prisoner with a guy who was interrogating her. Of course, we couldn't, maybe read the whole play, because in Arabic it's much more stronger, and Valentina could have presented more lively in Arabic, but in English it's a little bit more difficult to be presented. While the second piece by Hanin, and Hanin, from her short bio that I introduced, is very strong feminist, and she works with women all over the country. She really delved deep into the stories of the women, and why, through her work and through her therapeutic engagement with these women. And so when a woman becomes, or the story of a woman becomes a personal story and a bigger political probably, but also like a love story or a social story could also be taken into consideration in a context where there is a political situation that women, they are not the second, they are not only the occupied and the second citizen, they are even the third or the fourth citizen of a country that is oppressing one after the other. So there are multiple oppression happening when the occupier is oppressing everybody, the man is oppressing the woman as well. And so it is multi-layered in that sense. And that's why it was important to really show or raise the voice of a story of a woman and her body and the pain that is registered on her body and in her memory as well. While the third piece of Emile takes us really completely somewhere else. It really, when I read it, it took me to a situation where I felt that that's the absurdity of our living. This is where we are. We are somehow on a sand mountain, politically speaking, and also socially speaking, and in terms of fragile beings. And while also our relationship with the world is, everybody is initiating ideas to us, everybody is giving us thoughts and maybe propositions, but nothing on the ground. We are in this limbo, and this play is a limbo to me. And that's why, for me, it resonated so interestingly into the stories of the street or stories from the streets that talks about this kind of struggle that we are in and we are trying to show. So this is
this is wonderful what you've just said. I think that there is it's all there. It's not unknowable, but for you to put it in that very specific context just strengthens our understanding and the impact of the work. I saw Malika Tarabay, who's one of our team members, had her hand up. I'm going to ask other people, if you have a question or you want to comment, you can put it in the chat, or you can make yourself visible and use the little hand raise symbol so that we can get our discussion going. Malika, do you want to say something?
Malika, muted.
Yeah, she's muted, but she has her hand up. So, and she just came on for a second. Malika, if you want to come back and just ask us your question.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, and you can make yourself visible as well.
I don't think I want to make myself visible.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm just asking how much of this work is actually getting out somewhere, except for this forum.
That's a good question.
How much of this work is visible to our own communities?
Iman?
Okay, as I said before, the play I Am Free, or Ana Hurra in Arabic, has been performed in different countries, and I would like Valentina to express more about her work about this play in particular. And then we can give each one of the three the voice to also elaborate and answer your questions. Valentina.
So, yeah, I also want to kind of limit that a little bit, not to be, imposing things here, but the question of it, I don't think that Malika's question is about these pieces in particular, right? They're including everything, but what these pieces have to say and that how much is getting out in the community, that's what Malika asked, not around the world. So I think it's interesting, Valentina, that your piece has been performed around the world. How much has it been performed in your own community, and are there restrictions on it being done within your community given the topic and what it says? And so I think that's the thing we want to understand.
Okay, first
Complete.
performance. Thank you for this question. If I need help from Iman in English, as I will ask her
Yes,
for. Thank you. First performance, it was in Ashtar Theater in Ramallah.
that's
And it
Iman's
was,
theater for those who are joining us that don't know that.
And it was serious. The first three performance was fascinated the audience, especially also the prisoners that were in the show. And after that, we perform in Morocco and Jordan and USA. And after we came back to perform here in Palestine, Haifa, some villages and places, but it wasn't so enough performances for this hard, very hard show. And I really I كنت متشائمة إيش متشائمة يعني
I was pessimist.
Yes, for this
Pessimistic.
very, very little performances for this show. All press wrote very, very good reports. Even all places we perform, they wrote almost the thing. They feel every people are around any place we perform, we feel same. That means the show was very very serious and very
effective.
Effective,
yes,
yeah.
حقيقي,
real and real.
Very real, yeah. But the problem is not so much performances we have for this play. Maybe the Arab.
Is there a Aman? Is there right? Is there pushback? Is there difficulty? Is the reason that it's not performed more in Palestine because people don't want to take the chance with it, or is it a lack of resources? What are the reasons, Iman? You can answer as well, that it's not more widely performed locally.
إذا أنا فهمت سؤالك, just I want to be sure
Yeah.
that I understand.
بتسأل إيش الأسباب؟
بتسأل ليش الأسباب اللي ما بدي أحكيهم بالعربي.
تفضلي.
العرض ناجح كتير كتير كان فنيا وكان من ناحية المضمون تبعه, بس في عنا كان مشكلة في التسويق ومشكلة إنه الناس يمكن ما بدها تحضر هيك شيء قاسي. هاي واحد من الأسباب. الثاني سبب إنه الإنتاج هو أنا كان الإنتاج تبعي, فما كان في وراه مؤسسة اللي ترعى موضوع التسويق.
So you want to translate for us, Iman?
Yes, of course. So the first one was that the play, because it was really real and based on reality stories, it was strong for certain people. So they felt that it was too overwhelming, emotionally hard. So maybe theaters did not come in big numbers to really book this performance. On the other hand, because not everybody really likes political theater in Palestine, some, especially in the Galilee, let's say, they are also afraid, and that's from me, she did not say it, but in the Galilee, political theater is put on the side because people are really afraid that it might put them in problems. And since Valentina lives in Haifa and in Ma'lia in the Galilee, so it was even harder. The other thing is that the production was made from her own pocket, so she couldn't really invest more into it, personal money, to sell it and to make it go around more than she did what she did.
السبب المهم كتير الثالث والمهم كتير انه العرض كتير جريء، فيه جرأة من ناحية تكست، فيه جرأة من ناحية مشاهد. ولما كنا نروح على قرى نقول لهم بدنا نعمل هذا، يقولوا لنا بدنا نشوف او كذا ونعرف، وقرأوا عن هذا العرض، طلبوا حذف مشاهد او حذف كلمات من العرض، وانا ما قبلتش. يعني في عشرات العروض انا رفضتها لانه ما قبلت امحى مشاهد او كلمات من المسرحيه.
So a third an important factor, the play has a very strong wording and also scenes that are very open and strong. There's a rape in one of the scenes, for example, and in certain villages, Arab villages inside the Green Line, some of the villages didn't allow the play to happen because of these words and these scenes. So they
censorship. So censorship.
Censorship.
So yeah, I'm going to. So the work is not only being censored by the occupying government, but it's also being censored by your own communities.
Yes.
Right. So that's really interesting. So I want to move on. This is all, I think it's important for us to understand this. Hang on, Fania, because I want to hear from Hanin and Emile that same question. Is the work, and Hanin is working therapeutically with women to using theater to tell their stories as a sort of healing thing, but also Iman expressed it very well, that as a sub-oppressed group within a larger oppressed group, we all, I think, know women, bear the brunt of that often. So the work that you're doing, Hanin, is it being done in the communities, or is it being done for select audiences? Is it becoming generally understood about the topics that you're working with and about the experiences of these women? Or is it just people who choose to go to the theater? How widely is your work being done in the community?
Actually, it's both, because I began to work with the groups as a nutritionist first, and I was very interested in eating disorders, anorexia, bulimia, and anorexia nervosa and bulimia nervosa, and all the range of the IDNOS, eating disorders. And then, but yeah, I had to do this first degree for my parents, but yeah, everything happens for a reason when we dig deeper into the healing world and our journey in life. So later I continued working with women, and I began to work on a method that mixed between body and mind. And I began slowly to use tools from the theater world, the artistic world, theater of the oppressed, playback theater, storytelling techniques, and also tools from the world of therapy and healing and the listening circles. I began to work at the beginning with closed groups with the social welfare. That was my work. Like at the first, it's because of that. Yeah, also recently I'm talking about that. Like I didn't talk a lot about my community work because it's in closed places. It's in shelters with the social welfare, with these community centers. Usually the people, and mainly the women, I work with women, girls, teenagers, and also families, parents and kids. Usually people who come to those groups who already passed some process and they are ready to have a group dynamic. So I still work in this work, but slowly with the time, I began also to open it for the open audiences, like people who would like to have an experience, to have a workshop. But having a setting of 12 meetings once a week with the participants, it's more with shelters, with the social welfare, with the community centers. And I am trying to answer about all the points. The second thing I want to share, that slowly, I began to, I'm going with the flow. I'm listening to myself as an artist, what calls me this time. So in the last 4 or 5 years, I became more storyteller, which is also I began to understand why, because the stories is a mix between the theater world, performance world, and also the healing therapeutic world. And I'm more interested in mythologies, which is before the three religions, when feminine power and energy was celebrated. So I work on bringing mythologies from different cultures. And I was talking with Iman about one of my performances that based on Women Who Run with Wolves book. It's mythologies about the wild woman, about feminine archetypes. And I do my editing in Arabic and I make it more appropriate, or I need to find a connection with my society, with my community, so I can bring them open their hearts, so make the story and the mythology go into their hearts, so we can make some change or some effect.
Yeah,
Hanin,
that's
so
great.
Melody, if you may, but because Hanin did not talk about problems that she encounters with her society, so maybe she could really tell us if there are problems, because she talks too much about women within her society.
Yeah, if we could just hear that quickly, because I also want to hear from Emile about where his work is going.
So mainly, in some age, when we reach 40, we began to have more peace with many difficulties we had and challenges, and learned that it came really to teach us something and also to pass wisdom to others. So yeah, I know what does it mean to fight for your dreams. I know what does it mean to choose a career that's not appropriate to our society, and what does it mean to pay the price, and what it demands from us, requests from us as females, to develop as human beings, and also in interaction with the society and with the other gender. I know it's a huge topic, but maybe later we can talk about it. Thank you, Iman.
I think that it's that deserves its own program. This came out of the League of Professional Theater Women's Gilder Quanye International Theater Award Program, of which Iman was a finalist, and there's other nominees and finalists here. But I just, Patricia Ariza, who is in Colombia, in Bogota, has really started her theater career too, working with women from the streets. And I think we can talk to many of the women involved in that program, and maybe we want to do a whole program about it. But thanks for sharing that. And Emile, just if you could just let us know a bit about where your work is being done, and how, if it's reaching your community. You have also international work, your work's being done internationally too, and your master's is from the US, but within your community, and also how is it received?
Sure. I've been working in theater as an actor and a theater director, and I look into journeys of self and looking for meanings and relationships and all this kind of dynamic, politically and personally, and adapting Shakespeare and Henrik Ibsen and so forth into something that speaks to the community here, and merging fantasy and fiction into it, because we kind of lack this kind of imaginative aspect that we crave a lot, especially in theater. And for this short play that I wrote last week out of a personal experience, I was in the car and I was just thinking about something that I felt this urge to write, to kind of address something that inside of me, and I came up with this thing, Sand Mountain, and I feel it's about communication, and it's about thinking and doing, and how we're all different in terms of our abilities. Some of us are makers and creative people, and some of us are thinkers, and how we see sometimes ourselves different, but if we merge our experiences together, we can make something that we didn't expect, like this fire merging with sand can make glass, something very beautiful and something very unique. And also this idea of enjoying the process instead of like only focusing on the outcome. Because in this play, the woman is making a sand mountain just because she has sand and because she's enjoying making it without any purpose other than just making a mountain. And
I just
and
want to, I'm
him.
just going to interrupt you, and I do apologize.
Sure. No, no,
Because
no.
it's a terrible thing to do to an artist. But I think that your play is clear, and Iman gave us a great summation as to why she chose it.
So I'll
But
answer that.
where does this work go? Is there an audience? Can you do this piece and other pieces that you've done? And you're talking about your work is not the norm for theater pieces, right? So you're expanding what theater it can be, right? So how has it been received? Where has it been done?
No,
In
this
locally,
play
or any of your work. We're
and
assuming your work is similar.
everywhere. Yeah, I mean, like
All your
locally,
plays.
Yeah.
all my plays, internationally and locally, it's been received very well. And I started feeling that there is this need for people to watch and to receive something beyond this political aspect. Like we can talk about politics and we can address so many subjects, but without like hitting it on the nail, and without like we can disguise it and we can like intertwine like personal experiences and with politics. And I saw that people are craving for something that like speaks to them on a personal level, like day to day, because we're so much in the news and we're so much like on TV just portrayed as a war zone and as a place with so many turmoil and like bombing and Gaza and all of this thing. And we forget the humans who live in these places and their personal experiences and the relationship and how it affects, because everything affects us in terms of like working towards a future, having a family, having a career, love relationships. And I found that if we address this in theater, and I saw this, it really speaks to people because it humanizes them and makes them see themselves like they're watching an American play or like somewhere from Europe. Like it gives a face to this all like mantras about
So
politics.
you've just encapsulated what our goal is with this program, and that is to personalize it, to hear the stories and to understand it. And I think it's also a great segue that stylistically what you're doing is there's a question, Iman, Linda Chapman asked, if you can explain the difference in terms of where Palestinian people actually live, how that geography has an impact on the work they do, on how it's received, on what it's allowed.
Yes, I was waiting to elaborate on this question because in Palestine, as we are so much broken into bits and pieces, like every city is a country of its own, which means that there's no real homogenical look from the perspective of the audience to art and theater. And like people or audience or city dwellers of Ramallah are so much different than those in Hebron, and they are both in the West Bank. Same as if they are living in the north, in Nablus, or they are living in Bethlehem, for example. So every city has its own kind of bubble that they are living into, and that is a result of the checkpoints and occupation and breaking the broken. Now, in a collective manner, the West Bank they accept the fact that theater makers they present political plays much more than those when they present it in the inside the green light line, which is Israel, because the Israelis they have a different perspective and they are afraid the Palestinian groups inside Israel not to take money because from the Ministry of Culture or the Ministry of Education, and because it happened So they cut the subvention of the major theater in Haifa because they presented a play about the detainees, for example. And so while in the West Bank, lately, in our latest production, Ashtar Theater, for example, we presented a play based on the conference, the Brainwashers Conference of Bertolt Brecht, that really speaks directly about what is happening in on the internal politics of Palestine with the Palestinian Authority, for example, with a strong voice, and it passed, it was accepted, and the people were able to cheer it and to clap for it, even though we are facing a problem of less possibility to raise our voice, for example, at the moment. But there is always a problem in the West Bank, and it really shows in the peripheral cities. The more you go into the south or the closed areas, social inhibitions, they surmount. So you cannot present on the stage a play with a kiss, for example. You cannot really present a play where women are showing most of their bodies. You cannot talk freely about liberation of women and their relationship with their bodies, for example, or the relationship between gender. So all these social inhibitions, they become an auto-censorship for the groups. There is no censorship in Palestine, but the groups are censoring themselves. And sometimes what we do is we go around the subject. We try to really be clever in order to reach our audience with ideas and propositions that are not in the face, but they still present issues that we want to present. So this is the situation at the moment, whereby in the Palestinian performing arts scenery inside Israel, they have the liberty to talk in the big cities about sexual relations or about women's bodies, but not in the Arab villages.
Okay.
So that is the schizophrenic situation that we live at.
Yeah.
Excuse me, can I add one more
Yes.
thing?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna Fania wanted to ask a question, so I'm gonna ask Fania, and when you're done, Valentina, Fania, you can come on and ask your question.
بدي احكي ايمان وبدي برجمي بدي ازيد على الكلام اللي انت قلتيه، انه كمان انا لما عملت انا حره اللي هي بتنعد مسرحيه بتحكي بالسياسه وعن الوضع، بالذات عن المراه اللي ولا مره انحكى فيها ايش بيصير مع المراه، حتى مثلا لما بتكون جيتها في قلب بالمسرحيه وبتحكي عن اشياء بتتعلق بالمراه، كان كثير مفاجئ للجمهور. في منه تقبل وفي منه انصدم، بس بالمجتمعات الباقي ما بدهم نحكي عن شغلات زي هاي على المسرح، كأنه مع انه هذا حقيقي وبالسياسي، وامرأة بدت الحرية ومحبوسة عشان الحرية، بس على المسرح ممنوع تحكي الاشي اللي هو بخصها.
So she said that when she did the play and there was a scene about the period, because she had her period during the interrogation. So there's a full scene about that. The audience, no matter where they were, in the West Bank or in the inside Israel or even in the Arab world, they didn't want to see this. They didn't want this particular scene to be there because it makes them really at unease somehow, or they don't want women to be that free with their issues, with their intimate body and life.
Well, I would also think that it's the discomfort can come from the fact that it's a reality for women who are in detention, and you then have to look at that women and not just as a group of people in detention. But it's very interesting. Fania, would you ask your question?
Yes, indeed. First of all, thank you so much. All this work is so important. I've been to all these places. I'm lucky, and I've worked in Palestine and Israel and Gaza, and I kind of know what it means. I just want to say, I just wish students and people coming into theatre would be able to see all this. It's so important.
Well, they will eventually. They will eventually.
Yes, I hope they will. And I just wanted to say, I love Sand Mountain because it was a kind of, I like them all, but Sand Mountain is a really international play. I could take that play and direct it, and it would have an audience here, you know. So much of the work is so good.
The whole thing is a passing throwback fad. But the trend continued to grow.
Okay, someone brought, yes, thank you.
So, sorry, was that someone responding to what I said?
No, someone who was unmuted and was having I think a side conversation, but
okay.
This is the world of Zoom.
Yeah, I know. And I think, Iman, I just want to thank you for giving us all of that. I don't want to really judge at all, because it's all interesting, it all has value, and it is all so important in people understanding the power of theatre, the power of the arts, and how we can change things through the arts. And thank you, Melody, for making this happen, you know?
Yes, I'm happy to. You brought up an interesting point, Fania, which is that you could take the piece Sand Mountain and direct it and have an audience in the UK. We hear a lot of the work, the very powerful work that's being done outside the region, right? And winning awards and getting rave reviews, and I want to know what comes of that, because we're still hearing that the West has now put constraints on funding, that people can go and applaud and be moved and say, wow, that's terrible, we should, and then but how does it go any further? And that's the goal. Again, I'll say it's very idealistic, and if we redo these pieces and we can give them some attention that they deserve, and that's what we put out, and we take some portions of these conversations. So I want us to end, and we're over time, and that's our fault, but what I just want to keep adding to the conversation about practical things that we can do. And this is going to apply to all of the regions. So we're going to Venezuela next. We have Palestine again next week, but then we'll go to India. And these questions are all relevant. How is the work being done in the community? What's the impact? What are the barriers? How can those of us who have more resources, who have a bigger platform, not just share it with our local audiences, right? Because Danny, I'm sure if you did this play, they would flock to it, and you would have great conversations, and they would all be moved. But what's the next step? I don't know that we can answer that today. I doubt it, but I want to keep digging. What are the next steps?
Melody, it depends on who your audience is. So if I were taking a play like Sand Mountain, I would make sure I had students there, that people who cut the future of theatre, that they would be able to see and understand and realize how we can use theatre for what you're talking about, Melody. I think it really depends on who you're playing to. If you're just going into a major theatre with the normal theatre audience, then I think what you're saying is absolutely valid. But I think if you can get to people who reach a different kind of audience, I think then things may happen even more immediately.
I think that's a good point, and it just given me an idea that in addition to whatever we put on YouTube, that we should maybe think about this as a series that we will create for students, for theater education programs. See if there's ways. Someone in an earlier session talked about getting the work in front of politicians as theater, not attacking them and saying, you have to change all these laws and policies. We want that, but that if we can find ways. So this you've made me very happy, Fania. You have given us this incredible insight into where we want this project to go, which is we need to really understand audiences that can be impacted. Yes, Linda, that's true. But this is very exciting. And as with the difficulties we get from Zoom, we also get amazing opportunities. And so and with new technologies and thinking about, and there's so many platforms now that the young people really are attuned to, that they're really using those platforms. Excuse me. I think we have something in the chat. Abdel Fattah, I'm probably mangling that.
Yes, hi, good evening, everybody. Great to see you all. Just to follow up on the last part of the conversation, I guess one of the things that you could do as artists, as theaters, is kind of probably what is happening between cities, kind of a twinning between theaters in the West and theaters in Palestine or in Venezuela or some other places, that they could help these theaters to continue standing against dictations from donors, from EU, from USAID, from other. And so the theater is not just a project. Theater play is not just a project. It's something that changes lives for people. It's something that asks the hard questions, that provoke thinking, and that make a real change. And it's not about dictating people what to do, but really provoke these hard questions, these issues like women issues or prisoners or political prisoners or freedom of expression or human rights or whatever. And that theaters who have possibilities stand with theaters who lack these possibilities in terms of co-productions, in terms of tours, in terms of twinning, and so on, and give that voice. And probably some celebrities can take their role in promoting other theaters that are not a lot visible.
So I know that Linda Chapman, who's here with us, there's an initiative. Linda, do you want to just talk a tiny bit about that? Because we have people here with us today that weren't last time around the, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, well, I just think we're supporting the Palestinian artists and the statements that that group put out back in the earlier part of the summer. And I'm with Noel from Friends of the Freedom Theater and Nour Theater and some of our other Middle Eastern, North African artists here, just kind of putting some steam and a little bit of pressure on the artistic leaderships of the theaters that we know and are associated with. We can talk more about it. I think anybody who's in New York, sometime in the fall, the Freedom Theater would love to have a reception with, with all of us. I think the moment is for communications and for getting more of the information about Palestine out, the situation there from a human rights point of view. It's so absurd what's going on. Again, more. I've been involved back and forth for more than 10 years, and it's never been worse, the situation in terms of rights being taken away, properties being taken away. The violence is horrible, as talking about the partition. So at any rate, there's more of an awareness here. My co-pres on the International Committee for the League, Joan Firestone, and I are working together. So I want to keep this conversation going specifically about the Palestinian theaters and how we can interface more with the theaters here and put pressure. Ultimately, I always say this, we have to put pressure on our federal government because so much of the problem is caused by the US support. So I think we have a lot of work to do, but we're making a push right now for just heightening awareness and also bringing elements of the community together who are supportive, even if it's just the cause. Everybody has their own theaters, but I do think there is strength here, and we start to have some political strength when you get leaders of all these not-for-profit theaters together. So let's see what we can do there. Well, if you're interested, let me know, but this will be ongoing.
Yes. And Linda, it's true for both our need to put pressure on our federal government for what's happening in Venezuela and India as well.
Yes, yes,
You know,
it,
we had a complete change, you know, under the Trump years
yeah.
of the treatment of India, and I think when we get to our 4 weeks of looking at what's going on there, that I know I was shocked. Malika participated in a panel discussion as part of the Gilda Kanye Award program, and as an artist who's been doing this work for decades, that the shifts there in terms of the barriers and the difficulties that
Yes.
she's experiencing.
I
And
think
so this idea of what Fanny has said about really thinking about audiences and how we can craft both the work and the messages and take away things from these conversations that can and find different platforms to put it out there, because it is, if we can think of this as a grassroots effort in terms of the work we're looking at, but also grassroots around the world to put pressure on governments everywhere would again be the ideal.
Melody.
Yes.
Okay, so saying this, I think that we're going into the right direction. We're accumulating every session, every time we meet. Next week, we are going to really focus on Lebanon. And since Lebanon was always part of the lot of Palestine as well, so next week we will have 3 presentations from and about Lebanon, and everybody is invited to be with us, of course, and probably and hopefully Hanin will also be there as well. And we know that the situation in Lebanon is really going very, very bad. So they also need all the support from us as much as Palestine and India and Venezuela. So we should not be also forgetting Lebanon, that
Yes,
is
I agree.
a very
I agree.
critical situation.
I'm asking Penny to email the links to everyone who's here, and anyone who's been in the past sessions. So yeah, I do think I agree with you that Iman, that we're digging in. We're getting to some understanding of what we want to do here. We're getting an understanding of the wealth of material that is there. We're starting to figure out some steps we can take, and I think that's all very exciting. And so we're going to do our job a little better next week.
Absolutely.
To get the link out on time, and keep extending the invitation to more people who and Jonathan, you're more than welcome. We're happy to invite you, and spreading the word so that we're you know, our audience here for these Zoom sessions is small, and I think it's fine. But we can accommodate more people to just listen in, and then theaterfromthestreets@gmail.com is the email address. So anyone who's been listening in, if you have thoughts, if something, you know, struck you, or you an idea, just send us an email, and we can continue the conversation that way as well, so that we're compiling all these ideas. And I'll just see if there's anybody who wants a final word before we leave today. Yes, Valentina, you do.
Yes, first, thanking you very much, so much to Iman, and hi to Abdel Fattah, long time ما شفتك. And I would like to share, Iman, the I Am Free play by PDF, all the book by PDF, that you can share. All the people participated here, and it's a pleasure for me that you can have it in PDF and to read it, all the play. It's can be more specific details with the whole text, not just in this piece. And thank you
That's
very much.
wonderful and very generous of you, Valentina.
Thank you very much.
Iman, if you want to email that to Theater from the Streets, then we can make it available. We can put it in a Google Doc. Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else who wants a comment, you can all make yourself visible so we can see you all and know who's here. And if no one objects, Penny will take a screenshot. If you don't want to be in the screenshot, just be invisible. There's Lupe, and we already know Malika doesn't want to be seen. That's okay. We'll see plenty of her in a while. Mary Miko, who is also a member of the International Committee of the League of Professional Theater Women, which is one of our partner organizations. Linda already mentioned that she's the chair of the International Committee. Lovely. Penny, you want to grab a screenshot?
Let's do it. Give me a smile. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
And Penny is our program coordinator and monitors the email address that I just gave you. And I think if you put that in the chat, Penny, the Theater from the Streets.
The email?
Yeah.
It's already in the chat. I just put it
there.
there.
You're lovely. She's wonderful.
Thank you,
and
everyone.
next week, and yes, and we'll talk about Lebanon next week. And Hanin was our the winner, if winner is the right word, the recipient of the Gilda Quanye Award for 2020. And this is a program that happens every 3 years. So the next one is 2023. And so thanks to Zoom and all of this online options now, we're able to really work and continue the dialogue with all of the nominees over the past. The award program was established in 2011, so we have almost 100 past nominees, and so this is what we're working on, really getting this dialogue going. And anyone who wants to take a piece, so Linda's working specifically on Palestine and lobbying U.S. theaters, and particularly the major ones that have some clout, to get on board. But if someone has an idea or a notion for resources or things like that, don't be shy. There's room for all to get involved. And I thank you all. Makes my Sundays alive again. So.
Thank you, Melody. And thank you all, of course.
Yes.
Really. Thank you all. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I already have an idea.
Oh, okay, good. Send an email.
Bye. Thank you
We
so
want
much
to hear
for
it.
coming. Take care.
Yes. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Penny's going to kick us out now.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.